Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna explain HackerRank SQL solution, a problem called the report. Let's see the problem first. So what we have to print the name and grade and mark first. There's so many condition and order conditions, so I'm gonna write it down and organize it. So what we have to print column must be name, grade, and mark. And there is also the other condition. I'm gonna write condition. So condition is first, if grades are lower than 8, you're gonna print the null instead of name. Unfortunately, sorry for them. And there is also order condition. Let me put it down. So first, the report must be in descending order by the grade. So grade DSC. And second, if they are same grade, they are ordered by the student name alphabetically. So second order is name alphabetically. And also there is other condition. If there is one more student with same grade, order the student by the marks in ascending order. So the marks ascending order. So these three are the order condition, and this is the other condition, and this is the column that we have to print. So when you face this situation, like there's so many condition and so many order condition, I think you have to write it down so that we are not that confused. So let me see the example together. I'm gonna erase this, and let's see the first. Let's see the Julia. Julia marks 88, so she is, I think, grade 9. So we're gonna print first Julia and their grades 9 and her marks 88. And second, Samantha. Unfortunately, Samantha is lower than 8, I think, so she's gonna pass. We're gonna deal with Maria first, so she is 99. So we're gonna print Maria, and her grade is 10, and she's 99. And Scarlett her grade is 8, and her marks are 78. And Ashley, unfortunately, is lower than lower than 8th grade. And Jane, her grade is included in 9, and her grade is 81. Unfortunately, Samantha and Ashley, they are, for example, their name cannot be seen, but we can just print it, which marks they headed. So like this, no 768. So we have to order it by the higher grade, so we're gonna do it like this. Maria, we're gonna go first. Wait a second. Maria gonna go here, and Jane gonna go here. And also we have to order it alphabetically, so Julia gonna be here, Maria here, Julia here, and Scarlett here, and others. So the result looks like this, and I think it's also same in this sample output. So this is the problem explanation. So I'm gonna explain how to solve it. So the first key point, I think, the first question is to deal with how are we gonna deal the marks that is between min mark and max mark. How are we gonna, for example, like Julia, 88 are included in this section. So how are we gonna make the query in this kind of situation? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do inner join, and we use gonna on keyword, and we're gonna use between. So what we can do is, so the marks between, so marks between min mark and max mark. Then we can solve it. The second question is, how are we gonna deal with the null name, the null. So as you can see before, we have to make the name null that is lower the grade, the 8, lower than 8. So how are we gonna deal with this null? How are we gonna make it? We use case when statement, so that we can make the name null if the grades are lower than 8, and else we're gonna just print the name. So let's see the query together on the screen, and let's write the query together. So what we're gonna have to do first, I'm gonna write it down. We have to do inner join. We have to do the inner join, and we have to use on keyword, and we're gonna we're gonna connect specific marks on the specific section. So how are we gonna do that? Let's make the query first. Select from. So I'm gonna use the grades table first, because they are more larger, and of course they include everything, but they did not include everything. So I think these tables are more larger and more data. So we're gonna use this table first, and we call it G, and we're gonna do inner join, and we're gonna use students table, and I will call it S. So we're gonna use on keywords. And how are we gonna do that? We're gonna do s dot marks between g dot min marks. Let me check the spelling first. I think min mark, not marks, and g dot max mark. So let's see the result together. How the results coming? So as you can see, for example, let me see. For example, Amina, her grade is 9 because her mark are 89. So as you can see, the join is successfully successful, and we do it the first section, and it's so easy the last step. So what we're gonna print, we have to print on the condition name, grade, and mark. I'm gonna write it down. So second point is we're gonna use case when, and we're gonna deal with the null less than. We're gonna deal with the less than 8 grade. Second, so let's see. So name, I think name is from students, and I think grade is from G, and also the mark is from student. So let's check the query is correct. Wait a second, there's no s dot mark. Sorry, it's s dot marks. Be careful for the s. So as you can see, they printed the name and their grade and their marks. So we have to deal with the name. So less than 8th grade, we're gonna deal with the they're gonna print the name with the null. So we're gonna use case when. We're gonna use case when. Their grade, g dot grade. I think g dot grade. Yeah, g dot grade is lower, no, higher. If they are higher, then we're gonna just print the name as that name. Else, we're gonna print just null if they are less than 8th grade. So yeah, and we're gonna write it and. So let's see the result together. As you can see, I'm gonna order it for you guys a little bit more comfortably. I'm gonna order it g.grade dsc so that you can see more simply here. So as you can see, over 8th grade, as you can see, they printed the name together, but however, lower than 8, they printed no name, they just print null. So we do it the right way. So, and after all, we're gonna do the order condition. So order condition. So order condition was first one was grade DSC, and second one, I think, name ASC, and third one was, I think, marks ASC, as I remember. So we're gonna print it as that name ASC, and we're gonna do marks as that marks ASC. So let's see it, if the case is okay. You can see the sample test cases is succeeded, and we're gonna submit the code. Yeah, we successfully submit the code, and congratulations. So I'm gonna tell the key point of this problem, and I'm gonna finish to explain. Let's move on to the key point. So we're gonna organize the key points, and let's finish these videos. First, the first key point was the marks, and how are we gonna include it on the specific section. So what we did was we used inner join, and we used on keywords, and if the marks are between min mark and max mark. So that's the solution that we did. And second key point was, how are we gonna deal with lower than 8? So we're gonna deal with lower than 8 as null. So how are we gonna do that? We used case when, and we separated two cases. So if that is lower than 8, we printed the null. If is higher than 8 or same, we just print the name of the students. Yeah, I think this is the whole key point of these videos, and thank you for listening, guys. Have a nice day.